Have you ever found yourself in a situation where somebody asked you how you are and then they push it a bit and they say things like, "Are you sure you're okay? Are you really fine?" And then you feel yourself almost bristling with indignation and getting a bit defensive and saying something like, "Yes, I'm fine, really, I'm absolutely fine." Where does that "I'm fine" reflex come from? And why do we have so much invested in getting other people to believe we're fine and in having to believe it ourselves all the time? We've obviously got good reason for it. But before we look at that, I'd like to share with you 5 ways in which I've noticed we're all capable of detaching our heads from our bodies. We find ways of getting our heads to be able to keep saying, "I'm fine, everything's okay," no matter what's going on from the neck down. So here they are, my top 5 favourite ways of being in denial.
Yes, well, thanks ever so much for asking, because everything's actually really, really great at the moment. We've got a new house, obviously, new lifestyle, and yes, I'm really enjoying it all. It's all going fantastically well, actually. Kids are great, and hubby's really great, and we're kind of like all enjoying everything tremendously. It's working out really, really well, actually, and yes, fantastic. Thanks ever so much for asking. Anyway, and I'll see you later. Bye.
Yes, well, I've got this wonderful new book all about the power of positive thinking, and I've got to say I've been getting into these affirmations. I think they're the way to go. At the moment, I'm up to 45 affirmations a day, and as you can see, I pin them all over the mirror, so when I get up and go to do my makeup, they're all there reminding me. So I've got my body is a temple, I am a healthy eater, I love the taste of kale, I am inspired by cleaning the toilet, I truly adore my children more and more every minute, I am happy, I am inspired by hoovering.
Yeah, well, I hear some people say they get stressed, but I think the answer's perfectly straightforward. Just get down the gym. I always feel totally fine as long as I do 25 miles on the treadmill. Then I usually do a spinning class. I love those hills, getting all the way up there. Then I wind down with an hour or 2 on the weights. I'm totally fine. I come home buzzing with all those endorphins. Gotta say, it's the way forwards. Although sometimes my partner does complain I can't sit still for a minute when he's watching telly. Yeah, I'd love to have a coffee. Let me just check the diary. A bit busy at the moment. Next week's out. No, George is starting his new swimming lessons. That's every morning, 5 till 7. Can't do after school. They've got their gymnastics, and oh, we've got this new scuba diving course they're doing. It's an hour's drive each way. Can't do that, afraid. That weekend's out. We've got a wedding. No, that weekend's out. George is doing his Talking with Alligators course. Oh no, that's hubby's business dinner. Gosh, do you know what? I don't think I've really got any space until the middle of next year. Maybe we could pencil something in. Am I all right? Oh yeah, I'm totally fine. It's just busy, isn't it? I mean, I don't have any time for anything, basically. No time to stop and think. And in fact, all I keep thinking is just get through till the kids grow up, basically. Then I can worry about everything else.
Well, I did used to get a bit stressed, but then I became spiritual, and now I just meditate and listen to my sound healing instruments, and I find such peace. Washing up makes me happy. I am sexy. Menstruation is a joy. The only problem really is just trying to remember them all. Oh, and also, sometimes it's a bit hard trying to find a space to see myself in the mirror to put my makeup on. So I guess the first thing I should say is I don't think there's anything wrong with any of those things in themselves. It's just that somehow anything from shopping to sport to sex can become something that we kind of go to obsessively as a way of trying to avoid feelings that we're uncomfortable about and we don't know how to deal with. And then what seems to happen is it becomes like this scary skeleton in the cupboard. It's like locked away in this dark, forgotten place are these feelings that are so unacceptable we just haven't even looked at them for years. And we kind of get more worried about the idea of what might be lurking there than actually the feelings themselves. You know, the very idea of it is more scary than the actual original feelings. And then we seem to end up creating a world in which we're all walking around in this kind of emotionally armoured state in which we kind of like present this front that it's normal, if not even desirable, to be kind of like a tough coping kind of person who doesn't get upset by anything, or who's never scared, who never feels like the foundations of the world have disappeared under their feet, who's never anxious or a bit down, because these things are just not things that happen to people who get on in the world. And if we are a little bit vulnerable and a bit honest about our tender, emotional, soft underbelly, it tends to mark us out as being like a bit of a weakling or a bit of a weirdo, rather than as somebody who's trying to embrace the whole of human experience. Let's face it, I don't think that many of us got lessons in school about how to deal with difficult emotions and how to cope with processing them and giving them a bit of house room in ourselves. These are not things we've ever been taught. So we often need to kind of learn ways of actually managing emotion and being with it so we don't explode into 1,000 pieces in the process. When we can do that, I think what that allows us to do is to be able to kind of say, yeah, okay, there's some difficult stuff going on right now. Maybe I feel a bit down, or I'm struggling with feeling angry about something that's happened, but you know, I'm able to kind of allow that process to happen, and I can be with these feelings and kind of know that on the grander scale of things, all is well. My world is not falling apart. And that's not inauthentic. That's not like painting a happy smiley face on the top of all the misery and confusion that's going on behind the scenes because we're scared that no one will like us if we're honest. But at the same time, it's also not kind of wallowing in depression and misery and sadness to the extent where nobody wants to be with us because we're just kind of all-consumingly miserable. It's just a way of kind of allowing ourselves to embrace the full spectrum of feelings that are a part of being human. And that does actually, I think, make life more enriching and more fulfilling and a more rounded experience, because this is part of who we are. So if you'd like to learn a little bit more about softening into authenticity and losing the fear of your feelings, well, that's basically what these videos are all about. If you want to be sure of catching the next one, you could sign up for my YouTube channel, Alive and Thriving, Happiness and Health Without the Striving. Or you could follow me on Facebook, which is Alive and Thriving with Hilary. I always post them there once a fortnight, so you won't miss anything. In the meantime, enjoy being human. See you soon.